Ronda Rousey goes on a rant, and guess what? She's absolutely 100% right. Sup, y'all? Welcome back to the review space. And I did check out this, the latest rant that Ronda Rousey went on. I think this is the one that people are talking about, where she goes on an F-bomb rant. And she was disrespecting a lot of people. She was talking smack about fake, I think it's like fake LA people there that, end up trashing the city. Talking about how, essentially, that pro wrestling is a fake. It's all a work. You know what I'm saying? It's all scripted. And Ronda's the real thing. She's the real deal. She's a real MMA fighter, former champion, one of the best female MMA fighters, and definitely number one in her time, in her prime, back in the UFC days. And she's still coming off that anti-Becky Lynch, this whole feud that's probably going to culminate all the way into WrestleMania, where she's going to defend the title against probably Charlotte and Becky, and that's going to be the main event, or at least one of the biggest matches in that show. I think it's pretty cool to kind of drop that, go break the fourth wall and drop a little bit of the curtains, and let this particular individual, Ronda, go off on a relatively heartfelt rant, a heartfelt shoot style kind of promo. And by the way, Ronda cut the best promo of her entire wrestling career, probably her whole entire professional performance career, whether it's UFC or WWE. That was tremendous. That was absolutely tremendous, and she's 100% on point. I agree with her. She's basically right, but she's doing it in a way that comes across very heelish. She's talking about, forget the WWE Universe, don't care about them, basically. She's basically burying the scripted nature of WWE. She's burying the fans. She basically, I don't know, did she turn heel? Because I don't watch the show on a regular basis. It's a lot easier in my sanity to not follow WWE Raw on a weekly basis. So all I do is I basically listen to certain podcasts and watch a few clips here and there on YouTube regarding the storylines. That's how I keep up with these different storylines. But I heard her cut that promo, I think in early March, earlier this month, basically. I think it was uploaded in March, sometime in early March. But anyway, because she's got a little YouTube channel where she's doing her little blogs, doing basically personal little blog type videos, and she's basically just recording herself with her peers and her, I guess, entourage or her buddies, whether she's getting her hair done, she's traveling on the road, etc., and just basically, talking about her daily life. And she went off on a rant against the WWE. And you know what? She's right. In a real MMA type combat, confrontation, or just in a like in a street battle scenario, where it's just just in the middle of the street and her duking it out with somebody like a Becky Lynch or Charlotte, she would definitely wreck those two. She would dominate those two. It's not even close. I mean, she's a real life MMA champion. So, it's like Brock Lesnar going up against a fake, wrestler like Daniel Bryan, or even somebody like a CM Punk. I know CM Punk ended up in the UFC too, but he was horrible there. Or going up against somebody like John Cena. Brock Lesnar would annihilate those guys in real life, because he's got actual experience. He's got an actual amateur background where he dominated in the real life competitive sport. Same with Ronda Rousey. I think she was a judo chick, right? She was dominant in judo, and I believe she was also in the Olympics or something like that. An Olympic level athlete. So she's definitely one of the most dangerous women that they could sign into the WWE. She's legitimate. And some people are complaining and whining that she goes on an F-bomb, throwing around a lot of swear words and curse words. That's fine. This is nothing like new that I've seen from her YouTube channel. You know, I follow her YouTube page every now and then. I've seen a few of her videos, and it's like no different from what she usually says. Like, it's no different from her just being real. Her being a little bit more using you know, street language or curses that normal everyday people use. That's how people talk in real life. And she was not doing the PG route where she's, you know, censoring herself or catering to a PG demographic. Her channel is completely completely just by herself. That's her own thing. It's not, I don't think it's, she's not given a script, you know. Yeah, I'm sure she's given some, this is approved by the WWE, you know. I'm sure it's approved by Vince McMahon. It's like, hey, you know what, go off, do your thing, you know, just say what's on your heart, you know, go off the script a little bit, insult whoever, you know, we're going to turn you a little bit more in the heelish side, you know, turn you heel a little bit because you're leaving, and then we're going to make sure that Becky Lynch come across as a real, legitimate hero. She's the one that people should cheer for, you know, because now you're going to be against the fans. Now you're not going to be a fan favorite, so people are not going to miss you that much, and you make yourself look like a, you know, a piece of garbage, you know what I'm saying, a piece of trash, and so that people don't like you anymore. People kind of look at you as, she's a heel, she's a villain, I don't like her, you know, I want her to lose, I want Ronda Rousey to lose, so the fans have more reason to boo her, be anti-Ronda, because she's leaving. She's not staying after, you know, she wants to leave and like take care of her family or have some kids or whatever. She wants to take some time off, and I'm pretty sure she'll be back eventually. I don't see any reason why she would be completely gone from WWE. They want to bring her back as you know, she's still a very big name. They made a big star out of her in the past year. So this is all a worked shoot, obviously. Anybody that's been around wrestling for a certain amount of time, but it's cool. It adds a little bit of a grittiness. It makes it feel a little bit more realistic, a little bit more shoot style, you know, something where she's talking from the heart, she's speaking, she's cutting a real, legitimate, interesting promo that, again, it's probably the best promo she's ever cut in her entire life, because it felt real. And the sad part is, it's not even on live WWE TV. It's not even, you know, it's not even a part of the actual Raw program. It's not part of the WWE Universe, technically. It's not part of their presentation. It's just some YouTube channel, you know, her own little YouTube channel. She basically just went on a rant, basically. But she's 100% right. You know, she's adding a little bit of that mean, you know, she's being a heel kind of evil, you know, pretentious elitist about it. Like, I'm a real athlete. You know, Becky Lynch is not a real athlete, but she's doing it in a way that she's saying the truth. She's using reality, but she's doing it in a villainous kind of way, where you're supposed to not like her. You're supposed to dislike her and you know, boo her as a complete you know, she's the villain now. She's going to be one of the villains, probably alongside Charlotte, and Becky's going to be this. We're supposed to cheer for Becky because she is the man. She's the one that they're trying to push as the face of the current Raw, you know, women's title picture. Which is cool. I mean, I like it. I think, you know, I dig it. I wish that they had more promos like that on Raw or on SmackDown, where it feels real. It feels like it's legitimate heat. It feels legitimately like, oh my gosh, they really can't stand each other. I like that. I like it when they call out like the horrible, crappy scripted thing and the fakeness of wrestling, because it's like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Because wrestling is scripted. You know, it's not a real sport. It's not a real athletic event. It's not a real combat sport. It's storylines. And what she's doing is she's telling a story. She's adding fuel to the fire, heading into WrestleMania 35. That's exactly what it is. It's cool. I mean, I like it. It's kind of Attitude Era-esque, although they're pulling it back even further. It's not like a cartoonish storyline. You know what I mean? Like, you know, some aspects of the Attitude Era was still cartoonish. I like it. I mean, what else can I say? Ronda Rousey is 100% real, on point. Her promo was definitely, I enjoyed it. I wish they had a lot more of it, and I don't care so much about like calling wrestling fake, because it is fake. It is scripted. It is something that isn't considered a real athletics. You can't bet on wrestling. You know, there's no betting like league about it. There's nobody's. It's not like a Vegas betting thing where you can't just like go to Vegas and be like, oh, I'm gonna bet on this guy to win, and then I'm gonna win some money. It's fictional sports entertainment. It's a fictional story. It's kind of like watching a movie or watching a scripted, soap opera. Everything is just a work, which is fine. We like it. I like it. Ronda can be really solid. I've said it all. I remember saying like she would be such a great heel. She's a much better villain than this cookie cutter smiling babyface character. She's a way better heel character and a better evil character that is completely elitist, completely pretentious, that I'm better than you, I'm better than everybody else, cocky, arrogant, way much more arrogant about everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm above everybody. That attitude of I'm better than everybody. I'm superior. I'm the superior athlete. And I'm a real athlete. Like, I like that. She's a much better heel character anyway. And look at that. She's absolutely proving me right. Like, she's got the personality. She's got the, pedigree. She's got the freaking accomplishments. She's got the athletic MMA background. And she's 100% right. So it's cool. It's all gravy. And I wish that there was more promos like that. And the way that I would retort and like come back against Ronda Rousey is that, hey, listen, you're the one that was defeated in MMA. You're the one that was basically, you were bodied in MMA. You lost a couple of times, and so you couldn't handle it anymore, and now you went running and crying, and you tucked your tail between your legs, and you ended up in WWE. You begged for a job here, you begged for a spotlight here, so you could get a little bit of a payday because you're doing this for the money. Because that's all you are. You're just a celebrity now. You're not even a real MMA champion anymore. You're just some wannabe now. You're a wannabe wrestler. You're not a real wrestler. You're just somebody that came in because you happen to be a celebrity. And I would do it that way. I would add even more realistic shoot-style promos, add more fuel to the fire. Call her out for being a fake, like a wannabe wrestler. Like, she's the one who's a wannabe. She's the one who came in, who lost in MMA, so she had to run and go to wrestling in order to find some fame and fortune. That's what she did. And she just happened to ride on the coattails of the women's revolution, or the Divas Revolution. That was built by people like Sasha Banks and Charlotte and Becky and Paige and all those people. You know what I'm saying? She rode on the bandwagon of the women's revolution. So I would call her out that way. I would have Becky call her out that way, or Charlotte. I think Charlotte did mention something like that I think it was on Twitter or on social media, where she called out, hey, you're the one that was crying after, losing at the UFC. So, you know what I'm saying? You're the one who was crying about it, so there you go. Call her out. Call out Ronda, because Ronda's not perfect. She's got her faults. She's the one that's like, she's just really the rookie coming in. She's not the one who put in, 10, 15 years of being a wrestler, or just like many years in the indies or whatever, and just put in that hard work on developmental. She just came in and got everything handed to her because she was a famous celebrity. She's no different than, these faces from sports or Hollywood coming in, trying to get a piece of the pie, because they want to be a part of it. Like, if wrestling was so lame and crappy and so bad, and if the WWE was so lame and so fake and scripted, then why is Ronda Rousey there? You know what I mean? Like, why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you trying to be a wrestler then? Get out of here if you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not as good as Becky Lynch anyway in the ring. You're not as great of a performer. You're not as technically sound. You know what I'm saying? That horrible, like, little back fist that you did was lame. You know what I mean? Like, you couldn't even hit it properly. So that's the route that I would go to. I would call her out for her flaws. So anyway, that's it for this episode of the Review Space. Kind of a shorter video. Just wanted to go on kind of approve her little shoot-style promo. I thought it was good. Check out the channel for more videos, more wrestling vids. Check out the greatest. Who is the greatest wrestler of the 2010s? And I got a bunch of other different topics on there. I'm trying to cover different interesting topics. For example, does Kofi Kingston deserve to main event WrestleMania 35 this year and become the WWE champion? That's already uploaded. Click on the bell button for the latest notifications. And until next time, peace.